Hi friends, welcome back to Nurse's Nook and Corner. Come, let's make it easy. If you didn't subscribe the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And today, in this video, we are going to see in detail on Mass Fall Risk Assessment Scale. With the help of this scale, we can able to prevent fall for hospitalized patient. What's that? Mohs fall scale is rapid and simple method that can be used by nurses to assess the patient's likelihood of fall. Why we need to prevent fall by assessing Mohs fall scale? The US has reported that every 20 minutes an older adult dies and many more are injured as given by CDC. In India, it is reported that 14% to 53% prevalence of fall has been reported. It is also important to know that we have 6 international patient safety goals, and in that the 6th goal is to reduce the risk of patient harm resulting from falls. It is given in order to prevent the morbidity and mortality ratio of the patient. The possible causes of fall for an individual are loss of consciousness, orthopedic disorders, hypoglycemia, anemia and vision, hypotension, drugs action, postoperative sedation, aging and sleeping habit, paralysis, TIA, that is transient ischemic attack, and CVA, cerebrovascular accident. So these are the possible causes of fall of an individual. The possible causes of fall in an environment is unsafe higher position, bedside rails, unlocked wheelchair, slippery floor, wire connections, steps or stairs, walker, and interfering clothes. So these are the environmental possible causes for fall. What are the parameters to assess in Mohs fall scale? There are 6 components to assess. The first one is history of falling, secondary diagnosis, ambulatory aid, IV access, gait, and last one is mental status. So these are the 6 parameters we are going to assess in Mohs fall scale. Let's see in detail one by one. So the Mohs fall scale is represented in the format of table column, which comprises of variables, numeric values and score. Let's see in detail one by one with minimum scoring and maximum scoring. The first one is history of falling. In history of falling, this is scored as 25 if the patient has fallen during the present hospital admission or in the last previous 6 months. If the patient has not fallen, this is scored as 0. Note, if the patient falls for the first time, then his or score immediately increases by 25. The second parameter is secondary diagnosis. It is scored as 15 if more than one medical diagnosis is listed on the patient chart. If not, the score 0 can be given. The third parameter is ambulatory aid. In ambulatory aid, this is scored as 0 if the patient walks without a walking aid or even if assisted by a nurse, uses a wheelchair or is on bed rest and does not get out of bed at all. If the patient uses crutches, a cane or a walker, then it is scored as 15. If a patient ambulates clutching onto the furniture or support, the score variable is 30. The fourth parameter is IV access. In IV access, this is scored as 20 if the patient has an intravenous apparatus or saline or heparin lock inserted. That is, if the patient IV line is connected to any tubings. If not, the score 0 can be given. The fifth parameter is gait. The normal gait is characterized by the patient walking with head erect, arms swinging freely at the side and striding without hesitation. So the gait score is 0 if the patient is in normal gait. The patient with weak gait, the patient is stooped but is able to lift the head while walking without losing balance. So the gait score is given as 10. With an impaired gait, that is given as score 20, the patient may have difficulty rising from the chair. The patient head is down and he or she watches the ground. He won't be able to stand still and straight. The gait scores is 20. The last parameter is mental status. In mental status, if the patient's reply judging his or own ability is consistent, that is, the patient able to judge himself, then the patient is rated as normal and scored as 0. If the patient response is not consistent with the activity order, or if the patient response is unrealistic, then the patient is considered to overestimate his or her own abilities and to be forgetful of limitation, and hence it is scored as 15. Therefore, the overall score is 45 and higher. The patient is considered as high risk and you have to implement high risk fall prevention intervention. If patient score is 25 to 44, then the patient is considered as medium risk and you have to implement medium risk fall prevention intervention. If the patient's score is 0 to 24 and it is considered as low risk, then you have to implement the low risk fall prevention interventions. After a patient fall, how to assess the injury level? If none, no injury. Minor injury with abrasion or bruise treated by dressing, limb elevation and topical medication. Moderate injury lead to suturing or limping treated by bandage, splinting, muscle or joint strain. The major includes leads for casting, skin traction and surgery, which may lead to neurological and vascular attention for the patient. When to assess the Morse fall scale? All inpatients will be assessed for the risk of fall upon admission. The reassessment is indicated for all of the following conditions, that is post-operative, following procedural sedation, after administering medication, that is especially high-risk medication, after blood transfusion, transferring patient between two units, after recording incident of fall, after changing in ambulatory status or elimination status. So these are the time when all to assess the Morse fall scale. Post-fall protocol of care. First aid, ensure that patient is safe from further danger. Ask for help. Don't reposition the patient until the patient is ready to do so. Move the patient safely with attention while moving and handling the patient. Complete the post-fall assessment form and report. Prevention intervention for low risk, medium risk and high risk can be seen in part 2. Thank you friends. If you have any doubts or suggestion, please give in the comment box. If you like the video, press the like icon. Thank you for watching. If you didn't subscribe the channel, don't forget to subscribe Nurses Nook and Corner. Follow us in Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook and Twitter. Thank you friends.